So comment, subscribe, dislike, or like. Check out the links in the descriptions for other of my sites, other activities that I'm involved in. A whole bunch of Facebook groups you can check out. I play multiple card games, so I do music among other things, so check out the links in the description. So this is my Necroduality loop deck, or Necroduality zombie loop deck. So let's play some gameplay. I'll skip through some steps. I play Curse of Leeches. It by itself is a win con, so I'll put it up there. Plus it acts like a defensive shield because you gain life. Life gaining is very important. This deck is a little slow in the regards that a lot of your best stuff, a lot of your best plays are late game, not early game. So Curse of Darkness comes in handy in that regards. My opponent had a way to get rid of it first. But now Dream Strix is in this gameplay, but I took it out. The cost was a little high. It's a good 3/2 body, but just by being targeted, it self-destructs. I need something that can't just be auto killed, right? Auto removed. So I do want the learn mechanic. I do want something that's a flyer, and I want something that fits in the deck. So I did replace it with I Twitch because it lets me learn. It only costs 1 mana, so it's really good early game. And then it just combos well. Because, for example, I would have been able to play 2 creatures. Would have been able to play my Morbid and the I Twitch, and I could have got a draw plus a card from my life to my hand. I mean, a card from my sideboard to my hand. You can see there's some gameplay going on. Well, I mean, there's a video going on off to the side. I'm a multitasker. So, obviously I'm waiting for my opponent to put a couple more stuff on the board before I hook Massacre, so I'm going to stall long enough for them to put up multiple stuff on the board. So if I'm right here, I play the Falcon because I want the token for when I play Morbid Opportunist, so that I can get the draw from that. So that, because the cave zombie's ability, they'll self-destruct, whether it dies by battle or dies from its own effect. It'll trigger Morbid so I can draw. Because we can see I'm not drawing any lands, which obviously can be a problem. This deck does require a lot of mana. Up to 7 mana, or 7 lands is what you're trying to get up to. Because some cards, one we have Court of Carfel. Let's move this forward because this is taking long. Which can bring stuff back, and you see there's Morbid. I attack. My opponent took the damage, which was good. It's good that he took damage, and then I drew. I got my Necroduality, so of course I want to try to play that soon. And I'm getting draw, finally getting some land, so I'll be able to get some bigger plays. I bring out my Planeswalker. She lets me exile creature. Definitely get rid of that, so that way my opponent's creatures lose their power up. Now, the part of the loop aspect is that I use Kaya effect, plus I have another card in the deck that I use to recycle my creatures. So when they die, when I use them defensively, take attack, block with them, I get them back, and I want to get some value out of it. Now with Kaya, when the creatures die, I get a token, a 1/1 flyer, which definitely comes in handy against like white life gain decks and angel decks. There's a lot of decks. Like you gotta. I finally get the video out of the way. All right, so you pro tip: gotta have flyers. You gotta make sure almost 50% of your creatures should be flyers, right? Because that's the thing, or at least have reach, right? But flyers is better because you can block flyers that your opponent are playing, but you can also bypass your opponent's attacks by attacking if they don't have flyers. Because you can see right now, neither one of us has flyers. But I have a way to put out a flyer, so I have 2 cards in my hands. They could put out a flyer. So that's something else to do. So let's see what I do here. I probably play. Okay, I'm going the exile route. So exile creature. Play this tapped. So that way I have 7 mana. I think it is. That's what I was trying to get to. No, I end up at 6 mana. So I need it as a mana source. Here's my 7th mana. So here I can bring a creature back from the drop. But I think looking to see if I can clear my opponent's board. So I'm thinking what to do. I think I have enough for both cards in my hand, I think. So I play that. Yeah, so I play both of those. So I got 2 life links. So I can potentially gain 4 life. Clearly, I'm trying to get to the point where Hook Massacre can clear my opponent's board. So block. So I can keep him in there. I need him to try to help me get a land, but I drew a land, so it's like, alright, cool, got a land. So I did the math, I think. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8. And I need 6 exactly to the board, so I go for the 6. And then, of course, I'm going to use my ability to give me a flyer. So, if I'm right. So I clear the board. Of course, I gain some life, which is important. I do his ability to... Oh, no, I just do the +1. And I take it. But like Curse Leeches, they're going to help me turn the game around. Then he plays that. That's going to be a problem. Unless I get fortunate and I draw into something. Like maybe another board wipe. Let's skip some steps. Yeah, he's bringing that back. I draw land. So now I do have an on me hook, so of course I can still board wipe. I think I could board wipe and do curses. So there's 3 to everything. So now just like bang, I can make that. I either do curses, which I do. I was thinking either curses or Necroduality, but I go for curses first. Gotta start gaining life. I'm figuring that my opponent might try to scoop because they feel it'd be hard for them to make a comeback. I'm taunting them with the nice. Then they play that. It's like, alright, cool. It's like, oh, yeah. Pick up this. Another land, so grab it, obviously. Find the Necroduality, in case I need it. Play this. This will let me create a creature. Use that. So a couple steps, I attack, gain life. Checking my graveyard for anything that I could bring back. I think I bring back Falcon, so I can create a wide board. If I bring back Falcons, I create a wide board. So that way I could swing a lot the following turns. With +1 ability, take it, because now I can play it and obviously make more creatures. Then I got the life links, so I can gain life back. So I was able to turn the game back around. And of course, we know my opponent's gonna scoop because this is way too much. I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 18 board. So see how that match. So that match ended. Right. Yeah, pretty fun. Didn't get to do much of a loop, but the loop aspect tends to come in more when I'm in a tight spot, which is nice to have the loop. So might be able to see the loop eventually. So this was since I have technical difficulties, the game tends to boot me out sometimes, and then the phone stops recording. It's other factors. So let's see. Say that. Yep, slowly trying to make a comeback. So let's see. I'm getting draws. Oh yeah, he screwed himself over. I heard him. Like, alright, cool. I'm only taking 4 instead of 5 damage. Or I'm taking less damage. Yeah, so I would have been at 1 life. I think I have enough. Word wipe. Oh yeah, I do something slick here. Little pro move right here. Because clearly I'm at a disadvantage. I want to clear the board, but I don't have enough. Because I don't have enough. I need 3 life in order to play the Agadem's Awakening, but I only have 2 lives. So it's like, well, I want to play something. So I'm here trying to figure out, and Port of Kafel comes into play tap. So it's like I need to play a land that's not tapped. I need an untapped land. So I have 2 cards in my hands that come into play tap. But for 3 life, I could play something untapped. But I don't have the 3 life. It's like, damn, I need to gain some life. So take me a while to try to see it, try to see the lines of play. Because it's like, well, he has a lot of 1/1s, so I could kill 3 1/1s. So I only need 3 mana in order to pull this off. Then I gain 3 life. It's like, all right, cool. Now I can play Agadem's Awakening for 3, which puts me right back down to 2 life. But at least now I can make a play, right? So I can play my Redain. So let's skip through some steps because this is taking long. And there goes Redain. So now I can block his creature. So I was able to turn the game around. You know, I was in a losing position, but now I'm able to stay in the game at least 1 turn longer. Now, as long as things work out, which this video is still having 2.5 minutes, about 3 minutes. There's about 3 minutes left in this video. Clearly, something happens. My creature dies. He loses a life, which is always good. I draw a land that doesn't come into play tap, so that's good. So I have a lot of land. Opponent seems to be a little low on lands over there. So that's fortunate for me. I got the ability to exile that. So whatever he brings out can't attack because, you know, have. So either I could put the Port of Kafel into play tap, which I do, so that allows me that next turn I can bring something back from my drop. So we'll see what happens. So he brings back 2 monsters. I got this big boy. So this is part of one of the parts of the loop. I think I do kind of incorporate the loop thing in here. So I bring this out. I ghost it, right? I give it the ghost form. So now when it dies, if my opponent has a removal spell, at least I'll create a 1/1 flyer that I can block one of his attacks with, which means only the other attack will get through. Remember, I'm at 2 life. He just needs to do me 2 damage and wins. So if he can gain life and then power up his creatures and stuff, like, or equip or whatever, like, somehow, you know, he'll have a way to potentially take me down. My flyer is a 4/5 with lifelink, so if he attacks, obviously if he attacks with his 3/1, I'm going to block that and then gain 4. So that way, if he has 6, then I'll lose 1. So then I'll be down to 5 life. So my goal is to try to survive. So he's aiming at her. I do block. So she loses a marker. That gets exiled. He gains a life, 2 lives. Makes that stronger. So I'm playing against, obviously, is it Auron's Epiphany? Because there's the smoldering eggs. And clearly I need to get rid of it. So I got the poison cup up. I got it ready. So I can foretell, as well as for me to, well, I already foretold it, but I have it ready so I can get rid of the smoldering egg, preferably when my opponent's tapped out, so that way they can't try to out-combo it or something. Like that way they can't counter my smoldering eggs. So now I can pop it, which is good. It's always good to crack that egg, not let my opponent crack it himself, and then fix my mana. So make sure my next draw is land. Yeah, I was debating like, nah, I'm gonna keep the poison cup there. I'm gonna need as many poison cups as I can get my hands on because this is probably gonna be one of those types of games. I already got rid of one smoldering eggs. Then I have to deal with a Ghostband Dragon. I'm gonna have to deal with a Leer, right? That's the deck's main creatures. I mean, they have other stuff, but it's like, there it goes. There's the Ghostband. So clearly, gotta deal with it. So here's the land. I can get rid of the Ghostband right now. Clearly, I mean, if he has a counter, he has something foretold. If you really look close at his hand, you can tell the card is highlighted to the far left. So I was like, okay, I'll go with my shield, put shields up, since I have the 4 energy, put the shields up. Which will suck if he has a counter, but if he has a counter, he has a counter, you know what I mean? I'd rather he counters this than to counter my poison the cup. Because poison the cup, help me get rid of that Ghostband. That Ghostband gets to go. I do agree that it should never have the ability that when you target it, it makes a treasure token. That I agree that shouldn't be a thing. Before 4 flyer with haste, and when it attacks, it makes treasure tokens, and it doubles what the treasure tokens produce. That's more than enough. It didn't need to also have, when it gets targeted, you get something else. You get to ramp more mana. Okay. A little confused. Oh, I think, yeah, I remember this. This was a little weird. Not much happens because for some reason my opponent either, something happened. Because I'm like, suddenly they wrote me, so yeah. I just win just because either they got booted out the game and just didn't come back at all, or in time, or I don't know. Maybe they just didn't like that I was playing that card and they just decided to rope me. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because ironically, that card helps me a lot against the Auron strategy. So clearly, I play against Auron's Epiphany a lot. I play against that a lot. I play against White, Life Gain, Angel, Bot. I play against green a lot, and red aggro. Ironically, I struggle a little bit with red aggro. They tend to be a little too fast sometimes. A little bit. But everything else is like, as long as I play my cards right and I don't get mana screwed, I tend to beat them. As you can see, here's green. And this is when, I started having the eye twitch, which is definitely putting in a lot of work. Because instead of, turn 3, me pulling out a flyer and then have it die and then get the learn card. It's like, I'd rather this scenario where I put up something and I can foretell, because now I got the board wipe set up, which is good that I did this play this way. That way, I could clear my opponent's board. Forgot what I get, but I think I get Inkling Summoning, which would be a good idea because I can gain life. But instead, I get to reduce to memory, which can help me against anything. In case there's an enchantment I gotta get rid of. Like right now, you see he's putting up the ranger classes. Those enchantments are going to be put up my shield. It's turn 4. Sooner the better. I need to start taking less damage from attacks. I need to make sure my stuff doesn't get targeted so easily. So it's going ham on that ranger class. So see a lot of power up. So at least I'm getting lands every turn, so that's good. So I'm not getting mana screwed. So I do the board wipe. So bang, clear that, gain some life in the process. So now I got 2 of the 4 cards that I want in my, enchantment and artifact area. It's good that I'm drawing land, so I can play the stuff that I got. So this, get rid of the 4/4. Boom. I use the reduce to memory to kill off his creature because I don't want it to just keep getting stronger. It's like, I'd rather deal with something that's 3/2 that I could potentially kill. Because, but the funny thing is like he goes into pumping up. It's like, oh, okay. But this is going to get strong regardless. Like, boom, boom, boom. So it's almost like I didn't get rid of it. It's like, alright, that's cool. I can board wipe it. So it's like, not that big of a deal. Get rid of it, gain some life back. So I can try to stay in the game. I got 2, 4, 7. I only got 6 mana, so 1 more land. I can play all 3. So I did get my 7th land, so I can't play everything. So double check my graveyard, see if there's anything worth bringing back from the grave. It's like, nah, time to play. Bang, definitely gotta get that out there. Gotta get the lifelinker out there. And definitely gotta get the powers. So now, got 8 damage on board. Just gotta see what my opponent's going to do. Got him the 5th land. Now here's Seeker's Chariot. Of course, I go straight to the curses. I started gaining life, so I gotta turn the game around. So this is the 3rd of the 4 cards I need. That space over there. The last card is Necroduality. Because by having all 4 of those cards gives me a lot of advantage. So I got 3 of the 4 cards. And then after that, it's just a matter of playing creatures after creatures after creatures after creatures. And just build a really strong, overwhelming army. So able to at least have a blocker which can survive a attack from one of the tokens. Except when you power it up, then it becomes a problem. So you cruise. He's making that thing stronger. So clearly, one of his mistakes is constantly pumping up the Seeker's Chariot, and we shall see it. Let's speed up some stuff because this is taking. So now you see it's at 8 power. Of course, I block it. So put it lose life for that. For some reason, you start freezing up. It's my turn. Play this. Keep my defenses up. So it powers up some more. So the idea is to learn and learn something strong. Yeah, what do I need here? Now, thinking about it, I'm like, mascot exhibition would definitely be a good way to rebuild my board. I'll go for Exile Annihilation, which now gives me 2 cards, right, to kill. So I can get rid of the artifact with that. That can get rid of any permanent that's not a land. So I got rid of the artifact with it, and this foretell cost. Keep up my defenses, of course. So that goes to survive this turn. Which should be 2 impossible. I'm at 18 life points, so I have 3. And oh yeah, I remember what happens here. Oh yeah, time to see some pro moves. So it's funny how he plays Mascot Exhibition himself. Technically, I would have had a similar result if I played Mascot Exhibition, but I prefer the outcome of this game here. Like what I end up doing instead. So clearly can't block the flyer, so I'm taking 12 because remember I have my shield up. Since I have the shield up, I'm only taking 12 from the flyer. But I definitely need to prevent as much of the damage from the 4 tokens as possible. So first I had to block the 5/3, block one of the 2 2s, and only 2 of them go through. So I take 12 plus 2, that's a total of 14. Or something like that. 14. So he plays this Mascot Exhibition after the fact. But it doesn't matter because I'm like, GG, you only have 1 life. All I have to do is kill my own creature. It's actually, if I want to do that, it's like, yes, I do. Kill my own creature. This is irrelevant, but bang. Opponent loses 1 life because my creature died. And there you go. That's the end of the video.